So the right-wing media landscape has changed quite a bit over the years. There was a time when the Daily Wire was dominant, where Jordan Peterson was dominant. There was this sort of like highfalutin faux intellectualism on the right, which they weaponized and used to try to make it seem like not only are we the ones with common sense, we're also the ones with the intellectuals. Ben Shapiro and his fast-talking ass, Jordan Peterson and his gobbledygook psychobabble, right? Well, that's really gone out of style. Like, they're suffering from the curse of getting everything they've ever wanted. The curse is Republicans have the Senate, the House, the presidency, the Supreme Court, and a lot of the court system. They have everything. And guess what? Now they're governing, and everything sucks because their ideas suck, because their policies are trash. Their policies are for the military-industrial complex and the mega-wealthy, and they screw over everybody else. People are waking up to that fact. They are realizing, hey, wait a second, my life's not getting better, it's getting worse. So the curse of getting everything they want, so now the faux intellectualism garbage, it's not landing, right? They're becoming less and less relevant. But who's taking their place? This part is interesting, right? So you have the low IQ slop replacement, which is like dumb it down to its lowest common denominator, and the real Trump Kool-Aid drinkers can get down with that. That would be Ahmed Gold. Mr. I'm non-political, but also I'm very political, and Trump is based. So you got that, the rise of that. He's the number one streamer, I think, in the country right now. But then you also have the rise of the conspiracy right-wingers and the Nazi anti-Semitic right-wingers, the Nick Fuenteses of the world. So out with Jordan Peterson, out with Ben Shapiro, in with Ahmed Gold, in with Nick Fuentes. That's what's happening on the right. But there is one person who used to be in that Daily Wire orbit who got out, who now is doing her own thing, and she is experiencing colossal growth. I'm, of course, talking about Candace Owens. And Candace Owens certainly fits more in the Fuentes realm than she does in the Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro realm, right? And she, oh my God, she is really something. So let me show you her new project. Remember, she was going around, what was she saying? That Macron's wife was actually a man. That was one of her big things, I think, for a while, right? So she's sort of leaning in. She's like a newer version of Alex Jones, where she leans into a lot of the conspiracy stuff. And now she hit us with this gem. You're not going to believe this. Let's watch.
I did not commit these crimes. I swear that before God and the people watching now, and on my family. The people who support me are scared to talk. They are frightened to death that they're going to be canceled.
What I always found to be problematic about the Me Too movement from the beginning, we're conflating he made a pass at me and I didn't like it with rape.
It's a complete fabrication about my relationship with Gwyneth. I didn't put my hand on her. I didn't touch her. I definitely made a pass. Ashley Judd's claims are ridiculous. I settled with Rose McGowan. I gave her $100,000. Don't tell my wife. Don't get me in trouble. It's all conflated, and it's all led to the idea that I am going to be the one they persecute. They broke me. They broke me in half.
There's just so much when you read the transcripts that defy common sense for me.
I've asked to have lie detector tests brought into the prison. So I know they're not admissible, but I want the world to know.
To be honest with you, I think a lot of people are going to hear this conversation.
Candace, one thing I can tell you is this is going to explode.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the right wing. Is there really anything else to say? What has happened to the right is they've gone super low IQ, Ahmed Gold, super Nazi and anti-Semitic, Nick Fuentes. But also, there's still that healthy streak of insane conspiracism, right? Where a lot of this is just conspiracy for the sake of conspiracy. Contrarianism for the sake of contrarianism. In the same way that it became, on COVID, all the experts are wrong about fucking everything, right? They've used that mindset, and they've now shifted it to other realms as well, other issues as well. And so now, apparently, Harvey Weinstein is a good guy. Harvey Weinstein was smeared. Harvey Weinstein, he wasn't the criminal. Criminal things were done to him. It was this massive conspiracy, which, by the way, is sort of hilarious because she has gone sort of hard on, and she's still friends with Kanye, even despite his open Nazism now. And she's kind of gone hard on the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory stuff. You would think that on this front, Harvey Weinstein being guilty, because he is, almost lines up with all the, the Jews control everything, right? And that would be like, okay, she would be on the side of thinking, yeah, he was guilty. Yeah, he did those things he was accused of. But no, the contrarianism for the sake of contrarianism, conspiracism for the sake of conspiracism, that overrides the other instinct of the Jews control everything, right? And it's just, what if actually Harvey is a good guy? Has she done it with Bill Cosby yet? That's probably coming next. Okay, ready? Here's what we already know about Harvey.
Harvey Weinstein, once one of Hollywood's most influential power brokers, tonight behind bars, a convicted sex offender. After more than 4 days of deliberations, the jury here in New York found the 67-year-old guilty of 2 counts of sexual assault, including rape. The district attorney called today's decision a moment that will change the course of history.
This is the new landscape for survivors of sexual assault in America, I believe, and this is a new day.
The media mogul faces a maximum sentence of 25 years in prison, acquitted of the most serious charge, predatory sexual assault, which could have put him behind bars for life. Those charges based in part on Annabella Sciorra's rape accusation. Today, she said, "We can never regret breaking the silence." Tara-Leigh Wolfe testified during the trial.
I never for once thought he would be held accountable. And that's a big part of why I never spoke up, because he is him and I was me.
The right they love to hate on Hollywood because, Hollywood is full of degeneracy, full of all these evil people. And you got the classic idea of the casting couch where, like, you know, the women who make it have to, like, suck and fuck their way to the top because it's run by a bunch of demons, right? Like, this is what the right says all the time. And then here you have an actual real-world example of the casting couch and of somebody with immense power abusing that power. And she's like, nope, actually, he was railroaded. He's one of the good guys. Oh.
But that's changed now?
She says Weinstein raped her in 2005, one of 3 witnesses who was brought in by prosecutors to establish a pattern of sexual assault.
By the way, did you guys, I remember, we may have covered it, but I don't know, maybe I just heard it and didn't cover it. But there was like an audio recording of him trying to make a move on one of the women. And they have the audio recording. You can listen to the audio recording. And it definitely crosses the line into, it's not just like, I'm making a pass. It is just flat out rapey. Like, it is just clear. Like, the no was clear, and he just keeps going. So, like, what do you do when there's a significant chunk of the population that is just hell-bent on being wrong about everything? It's almost like the point is to be wrong. It's almost like they've invented, you know how there's Occam's razor? The simplest explanation is probably the correct one. It's like they've invented anti-Occam's razor. Like, what if the thing that's almost certainly false is the thing we believe in wholeheartedly? That's where they are now.
What message do you think this verdict sends today?
That it's okay, you have permission, and you should speak up for yourself.
More than 100 women have accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct since blockbuster reports broke in the New York Times and the New Yorker 2 years ago.
100 women? Nah. Like, Candace looks at that and she goes, nah. 100 women. Nah. I think they're all right. Like, it's sort of like with the Trump thing, you know, how he was originally charged with 91 crimes. And the challenge I issued to any right-winger is like, okay, let's do this. Let's sit down. Let's go through each individual crime he was charged with. And you're going to explain to me why you think these things are wrong. And I will present the evidence and explain why they're correct. And let's go through it. Of course, nobody can answer that challenge because it's fucking ridiculous. They would be cooked after the first, 3 charges. There's a tremendous amount of evidence there. The guy's guilty of so much. The guy is a convicted felon in the state of New York. He was found in the civil trials. He was found liable. So it bank fraud, insurance fraud, tax fraud. I mean, you name it, the sexual assault stuff. We would wipe the floor with them if you actually, let's get to the specifics, right? So that's why I always said the 91 crimes. It's not like, political persecution. No, it's like you were charged with 91 crimes because you committed 91 crimes. In fact, you probably committed about 1,000 and they were only able to nab your ass on 91, right? Same thing here. 100 women. Bro, there's some lying bitches, bro. You know what I'm saying? They just be lying and stuff, bro. Yeah, let's go through each one of those. Let's go through all the details and all the specifics of each one of those. And then you tell me what you think. You tell me if you think, what's the Occam's razor answer? What's the Occam's razor answer? You have 100 women, all with detailed stories, some of them with outright evidence like audio tapes and shit like that. What's the Occam's razor answer? Bro, they're fucking trying to take him down, bro. Or he did that shit.
While this case centered on the accusations of only 3 women, it was widely seen as a pivotal moment for all of Weinstein's accusers, women like Caitlin Dulaney.
I certainly never thought that this would happen, not even 3 years ago. I lived with this inside of myself.
Actress Mira Sorvino tweeting today, "The beginning of justice. More to come, my sisters. Hashtag Weinstein guilty." As the jury read the verdict, Weinstein showed little reaction. Moments later, cuffed by officers and taken to prison.
He didn't react emotionally. There was no crying or anything like that. All he kept saying over and over again was, I'm innocent, I'm innocent.
Weinstein has long denied ever having non-consensual sex.
You can think whatever you want about Harvey Weinstein as a person, but I personally do not believe, as I have said all along, that Harvey Weinstein is guilty of committing these crimes.
Tonight, Weinstein is at a medical facility on Rikers Island, awaiting his sentencing on March 11th. Soon after that, the defense says it will appeal.
It sort of reminds me of the Bill Cosby situation where there's actually video of him. Did you guys see this? He's on Larry King, and he talks about, I think it's called Spanish Fly. It's like a date rape drug. He talks about like slipping it into girls' drinks. Like, these people tell on themselves. They were high on the power. They tell on themselves. Like, this is not a tough one, bro. It's not a tough one. But watch. So it'll be this one. It'll be, I wonder if she'll do a Bill Cosby one. I wonder if she'll do an R. Kelly one. But already found guilty of rape in a court of law. So it had to be beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't know, man. It seems like, what's at the core of this, right? I don't know. Is it just like, watch this? Like, watch me get the clicks. Watch me say the shit. Watch me say the shit. I'm going to say the shit I can't say. I'm going to say the shit nobody's allowed to say. I'm going to say the shit that's just flat out wrong. Watch this. Well, congratulations. You triggered us. I'm talking about it. You win. I'm sure that video is going to have a quadrillion fucking views on it. Congratulations. But like, it sort of feels like this is what happens over time, is that the right has just gotten more and more and more and more and more extreme, and it ended up in the realm of conspiracy just for the sake of conspiracy, contrarianism for the sake of contrarianism, a deep streak of anti-intellectualism. And the point is to be the loudest, be the most obnoxious, say the most insane thing, because that'll get the most eyeballs. And in this world we live in, there's a cultural currency in getting the most eyeballs, right? I think that's where we are. And I think that's why she's doing what she's doing. But holy shit. Again, I want to reiterate this point, because to me it's overwhelming, right? She's been going hard on the low-key anti-Semitic shit. Sometimes not even low-key, sometimes pretty high-key, when she said, oh, the problem with Hitler was he did stuff beyond his borders. If he just made Germany great again, everything would be fine. So some of it's high-key anti-Semitism. But like, you would think that in this instance, the right wing and their thoughts on Hollywood, right? The anti-Semitism of like, oh, the Jews run everything and they're the ones pulling the strings and they're the ones with their devious plans and they're perverts and this and that. You would think that because of those previously held beliefs that the right had, that this would be an area where she would actually just think he's guilty, maybe for the wrong reasons, but she would think he's guilty. But no. Let me get the eyeballs. Let me get the clicks. Let me be contrarian. Let me be a conspiracy theorist. Let me say the dumbest shit imaginable. Let me do anti-Occam's razor, which apparently is just a theme of her show now. And then here we are. By the way, one more thing. And this is actually really important. I should have brought this up earlier. She's still an Andrew Tate defender. Her husband is buddies with Andrew Tate. So all the shit that the right always, bro, the fucking groomers, disgusting LGBTQ groomers, bro, they're trying to do sexual stuff to children, bro. And then meanwhile, she's like openly and outwardly defending Andrew Tate on a regular basis because she's friends with him and her husband is friends with him. And you want to talk about evidence. Nobody has ever told on themselves more than Andrew Tate told on himself. I mean, he's literally recorded long videos describing in detail, here are the crimes I'm committing. Call me Crimey McCrimington. Here's a detailed breakdown of my crimes. And she's out there defending his ass. It's just wrong about everything. Wrong about fucking everything, bro. I've never seen anything like it. You go from Andrew Tate's innocent, Harvey Weinstein's innocent, whatever, fill in the blank with Macron's wife is actually a man. I'm sure she hopped on the Michelle Obama train too, where they say the same shit. Like, it's just slop for the sake of slop. But this is what the right has become. Congratulations. Enjoy yourself. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.